In recognition of your philanthropy, professional accomplishments, and dedication to students that have benefited New York State and SUNY, the State University of New York is honored to award you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
Where was I born? Above a butcher shop. And I'd run around as a little kid with a butcher knife in my hand while my folks held their breath till I became close enough to retrieve it.
Born in 1923, Carol Lang was raised in Queens, New York, where food was always front and center in her life. She drew her inspiration from her grandmother and mother, both accomplished cooks and gardeners.
I was very lucky when I went to college in 1941. I had a background that most of the chefs didn't have.
She graduated from Queens College in 3 short years with a degree in home economics, and later went on to achieve her master's in food science at New York University. Straight out of college, Carol married Emil Brock, an accountant. She, of course, catered her own garden wedding reception. By November of 1944, she landed a job as an assistant food editor at Good Housekeeping. Carol would prepare luncheons for William Randolph Hearst and his guests, such as the Duke of Windsor, former President Herbert Hoover, and of course the Queen of Cosmopolitan magazine, Helen Gurley Brown. In return, the editors would teach Carol the magazine business. It didn't take long for the powers that be to create the position of hostess editor for Carol. It was a moniker she would keep for 23 years.
And someone came up from Good Housekeeping, whom I don't even know, and said to me, "You're the most underestimated person in this room. Someday you'll have your day."
It would not be just one day. It would be an entire career. After 23 years at Good Housekeeping, Carol became the food editor at Parents magazine, where management proudly touted her as the mother of 2 very hungry children. In 1971, Carol began her next 15-year adventure as food reporter for the New York Daily News.
We have been friends since 1971. She was then a food journalist for the New York Daily News. I was a fledgling restaurateur, and we have been friends ever since.
The early 70s was a time when women cooked at home, and only men were restaurant chefs. Carol was inspired by the all-male professional dining society, Les Amis d'Escoffier. She wanted her own chapter, her own female chapter.
Whenever I went to a press dinner, whenever I met a gourmet gentleman, I'd say, "Which women in New York City do you think should be members?" They couldn't think of one.
When I think about what Carol Brock did, I just can't get over how far ahead of her time she was. In the 1970s, I can remember what it was like for women, and the idea that she was rejected by Les Amis d'Escoffier and said, "Okay, I'm going to do my own," is just amazing.
We just didn't want a dining society. We wanted to do something. We wanted to show what women could do. We wanted to raise the Pyrex ceiling. And in 1973, we got the charter. I said, "This is it. We're going to organize."
This tenaciousness resulted in the formation of the first professional women's organization in what had always been a man's world. Les Dames d'Escoffier was born.
And so we started. And we had the investiture at the French embassy. Each woman was given a Halston serviette made of Irish linen.
Carol had the audacity to create Les Dames in a world governed by men. She gathered the most talented women leaders in New York and then spawned chapters in DC, Chicago, Dallas, and Philadelphia to create LDEI.
I have always felt that one of the strengths of Les Dames was the way it was organized, that it is not just chefs, it is not just restaurateurs, but it encompasses the whole world of wine, food, and hospitality.
It was her
that inspired me to start the chapter here in London. And in 2010, that became a reality, and Edible London was born.
It's incredible that you had the foresight that many years ago to create this outstanding organization of fabulous women all over the world. We're so honored to be a part of them. I'm particularly honored to have been a part of setting up the Paris chapter here.
As of 2020, Carol's vision has grown to 44 chapters across the US, Canada, Mexico, and Europe. Les Dames d'Escoffier's prestigious membership has grown to 2,450 worldwide. In addition to robust philanthropic activities at a chapter level, Carol has inspired us to invest in our future through 3 other important programs. Green Tables, which promotes agriculture and civic connectivity. Global Culinary Initiatives, or GCI, which embraces diversity. And the Legacy Awards, which target mentorship opportunities for talented young women.
And our Legacy Awards are absolutely perfect for the young woman anxious to rise to the top.
The Legacy Award is a meaningful program offered by Carol's organization, Les Dames d'Escoffier, where young professionals are given opportunities to spend time with accomplished dames in many fields. Having that first experience and mentorship with Carolyn Wente at Wente Vineyards gave me the confidence to explore doing harvest in other parts of the world that I probably wouldn't have done otherwise. And now I truly know what it means when Carol says that being a part of Les Dames d'Escoffier gives you that little bit of stardust sprinkled over your career.
After a distinguished career at the Daily News, Carol retired in 1986. She still continued her daily half-mile swims at the Douglaston Country Club, a favorite activity since the beginning of her career. She became a restaurant critic for the Times-Ledger in Queens. All of this while being culinary arts coordinator for Great Neck Adult Education for over 25 years.
We are leaders today, and we will be leaders tomorrow.
Carol Brock is a trailblazer, role model, fashion doyen, marathon phone caller, and feminist mentor. She has the energy and stamina of someone a third her age and continues to inspire and challenge all of us on a daily basis.
I'm Carol Brock, founder of Les Dames d'Escoffier International.
And for that, we will forever be grateful.